Should be here talking about Deiveson Figueiredo as your new UFC flyweight champion, but it is not the case. He missed weight on Friday, thus not giving him the chance to fight for the gold. He goes in there, beats Joseph Benavidez by second round knockout in the UFC on ESPN Plus 27 headliner from here in Norfolk, but he does not get the reward that should have come with this glorious moment. Instead, faced with a lot more criticism, a lot of questions about what happens next, what happens to the flyweight division. I don't think the UFC is going to cut it loose. This was an absolutely fantastic fight, and as Figueiredo said multiple times after the fact, this was only his first incident missing weight. Came at the worst possible time for sure, but I think he's a guy that the UFC will probably give another opportunity to. We've seen this happen before with Yoel Romero. He's missed weight. He's got the opportunity again in the future, so I think we'll likely see that happen. Question is, who does he fight? I don't think you can go back to a Joseph Benavidez rematch. Doesn't really make sense in that regard. I think the fight to really pinpoint and look at is the fight coming up at UFC Brasilia between Jussier Formiga and Brandon Moreno. Of course, Formiga, the only person who has beat Figueiredo in UFC or MMA competition, period. And if he's able to go in there, get a win, I think you could potentially set up that rematch, potentially in Brazil. That would be a big fight down there. If it goes the other way with Moreno, I think that's an interesting fight you could do too. Maybe put that in Mexico. So there's some interesting options there. I don't think there's really the names that are going to be really grabbing out and standing out. We'll probably see more flyweight title fights if they continue with it on cards like this on ESPN Plus. But I think it'll go forward now. Figueiredo going to be tough to digest coming out of this one, but I think he's going to get the opportunity going forward, and he will have the chance to really fight for that actual legitimate UFC flyweight belt.